All right, welcome to training module number 6. This one's going to be a bit of a shorter one, but this is such a valuable tool and it's something that keeps me out of hot water more times than not. So we're going to talk about the HALTS method right now. And what this means is if we get into any of these 5 stages, then we definitely want to halt, meaning stop what we're doing. Do not go forward. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You want to stop or you're going to get yourself into trouble, especially if you're emotionally charged. You really want to hold back. So the first one, and I think Snickers probably made this the most famous. If you're hungry, if you're angry, shut up. Do not say anything. Wait until you've had something to eat. Go have a snack. Take that edge off. Do not make major decisions when you're in that state of hunger and you are frantic and you're not feeling well. You need to force yourself to eat. That is not one of the challenges I've ever had, but I know there's some people where when they're emotionally upset, eating is like the last thing on their mind. They really can't do that. And even if you drink something that will nourish your body, a protein shake, something like that, get something into you to fill your stomach so that you can be calm. Because when we think of that's why they have food programs for kids so that they don't go to school hungry, because they will learn better if they are well nourished. You cannot retain information. You cannot think clearly if you are constantly hungry. Now, this is different if you're doing a deliberate fast. That's something completely different. But if you find that you're triggering rage or anxiety or fear or whatever, eat something. Feed your body. Give yourself something. Now, if you're going the other extreme, that's a whole different thing that we can talk about at another time. But usually a lot of my snippiness, my irritableness, and stuff like that comes from if I'm hungry. So check. Are you hungry? Okay? Don't have major discussions. Don't bring up major issues. Don't start fights if you are in that hungry state. Go eat and then address whatever it is that you're needing to deal with. Okay, the second one. If you are angry, halt. Shut up. Don't say anything. Get yourself to a calm state. Go use some of the tools we talked about already. Try the box breathing, try the journaling. Do all of that kind of stuff first. Do not address things immediately when you're angry. Do not say things and just spew off in anger, because you will do damage you cannot take back. This is why it's really important for you to make sure that you are paying attention to what's going on with you. And if you're in that angry state, give yourself time. Ask for that. Don't just walk away. Say what you need, and just make sure that you get yourself to a calmer state, because you're in that state of fear. You're going to do damage if you just pop off. Okay? So pay attention to your anger. Halt what you're doing. Pay attention to when you're flying off the handle, and get that under control and kind of go, uh-oh, I'm angry. I need to stop. I need to pull back. I need to step away, because it is like there's a story where a father had taught his young son, every time you're angry, I want you to go hammer this a nail into this 2x4 board. And so the boy did that, and boy, oh boy, there were a lot of nails in that board. And what ended up happening is the father said, okay, do you feel better when you go and hammer those nails in? Yeah, it felt great to just hammer those nails in and just give it to it, right? And so then the father said to him, okay, I want you to pull each one of those nails out, and as you do that, I want you to tell the board that you're sorry. And the boy was like, okay. So he goes and does that, and he goes back to his dad, and he's like, I did that, so what's the point? And he said, well, did it change any of the holes that were put in the board? Are the holes still there by you saying sorry? It's like, no, they're still there. So this is why it's really important that you just don't fly off. Maybe just send that post, send that email. I don't know how many times at work I've done this myself, where I'm just like, I've had enough. Usually if I'm angry or hungry and I'm like, that's it, I'm gonna blast this person. And you send off that blasted email, and that is the one time you should have shut it. Have you guys experienced that? I know I have. So I've learned these things the hard way. Not always perfect, but being aware of this. Hungry, angry. Let's go into the third one. Lonely. Boy, oh boy, do we do stupid shit when we're lonely. And we may try to find love in all those wrong places. We may accept unacceptable behavior because we feel lonely or we're afraid of being alone. So this is something that's really important for you to be aware of when you're feeling lonely, and being able to recognize that, and then find other coping mechanisms that are healthier to help you through that process, and make sure that you are not making decisions when you're in that state of loneliness, that you feel comfortable, that you feel fulfilled. You're not just going along with the crowd or trying to fit in, because that is definitely going to send you down a path that is going to lead to a lot of unhappiness. So if you are aware of this ahead of time, you can prevent a lot of damage from happening. Okay. So, number 4. If you're tired, a lot of stuff can be solved by a nap. Think of young kids when they're having temper tantrums, when they're frustrated, when they're angry. It's like, I don't know, in my generation it was like, you're going to get a spanking and put to bed. You can probably skip the spanking, but, go have a nap. Go give yourself some rest, because a lot of times things look better in the morning when we are allowing ourselves to get the rest that we need, and things that we thought were so important the day before that absolutely had to be addressed, and you're not going to take this anymore, and all of those kind of angry, fearful feelings go away if you've gotten enough sleep, when you actually rest and pay attention to your body. And maybe it's not even actually sleep. Sometimes it's just, I need to sit down. I need to turn my brain off. If you are tired of going over and over that kind of stuff, paying attention to our bodies and recognizing when we actually need rest is important, and you're going to save a lot of pain and heartache if you're able to recognize these things. And let's go to the last one. 5. Sick. When our bodies have broken down, it's usually because we haven't paid attention to some of these other signs ahead of time, and we end up catching that cold. We feel run down, we're feeling off, our stomach's upset, or we're getting sick. We hold into these resentments and all of these kind of things. These emotions that are not addressed do end up starting to manifest in physical illnesses. So if you are sick and you're not feeling your best self, make sure that you halt and you take care of those things first before you start addressing other major concerns. So I want you to think of a situation. This is your homework for this session. Okay, so halt if you find yourself hungry, angry, lonely, tired, or sick. Think of a situation that you've known where maybe this would have helped saved an argument, or saved a bad decision, or Comment some of those kind of things below. Geez, Tina, I wish I had known this tool beforehand. If I had known the HALT method, I would have saved myself what? Share that with us in the comments. Share any of the takeaways that you got from it. And we're going to go on to Module 7 next, and that is self-talk. So make sure that you've marked this, that you've marked it as done, you've commented below so that I know that you've completed this, and we can go on to the self-talk training in Module 7. See you in the next one. Bye!